Now I understand I am very late to this train, but I wrote this script and I'm not letting it go to waste. I am also aware that I make videos about JRPGs, but if you think about it really hard, Mario. That's right, the first wave of the Mario Kart DLC dropped about a month back, and before I saw any of the online discourse, I was already disappointed. Everyone in their freaking sock drawer seems to have a different opinion on this content drop, so what is mine? It is Mario Kart, but very underwhelming Mario Kart 8. For those not in the know, Mario Kart 8 is getting 48 new tracks throughout 2022 and 23, doubling the track list and reviving tons of old maps. This is really cool. I actually prefer this over a new title, but the way they're going about this content has seriously divided the fanbase. The new maps have vastly inferior graphics and no zero gravity sections, which are the two things that made Mario Kart 8 tracks so freaking memorable. Before I get into what I think of the tracks themselves, I think it's important to clear the air here and cover the mainstream opinions that I hear being thrown around, because in my opinion, they are all wrong. I'm sorry. I've been hearing the classic Nintendo is lazy argument being thrown around, and I don't really think that it applies here. Many of these tracks have been pulled straight from Mario Kart Tour and touched up just a bit to look passable in terms of texture quality and lighting. The reason behind the dramatically different look between this and this is that Mario Kart 8 and Tour have very different art styles. But what about the tracks that aren't ripped from Tour? They have this art style too. Yes, that is a very good observation, Joel. Ripping tracks from Tour sounds lazy at first, but it's actually a very smart move. It gives Nintendo an excuse to make all of these new, never remastered tracks in the Tour art style, which means that the new Coconut Mall, Toad Highway, or whatever the hell it's called, those tracks can be ported into Tour later. I'm not saying this is exactly what they're going to do, but I've heard this idea brought up and it does make a lot of sense, and it's also pretty smart. The other mainstream opinion I've been hearing is one that really bothers me. The reason they look less detailed is that there's 48 new tracks. They can't all look fantastic. And that's a reasonable assumption, I guess, but it's not an excuse. If this is the thought process that Nintendo had, then they never should have spread themselves so thin in the first place. Maybe cutting down the number by half would have been better if it meant the quality was on the same level as the base game. The last argument I've seen a lot is one that opposes both sides. This is more Mario Kart, and the tracks are fun. Who cares? And if that's your opinion, I envy you. And yeah, fair point. The problem is consistency though. Having half of the tracks look drastically different and to most people much worse is going to hurt the title overall. Because now 48 tracks are well-crafted, gorgeous, high-octane racing, and the other 48 are bare bones, less interesting high-octane racing. Anyway, now it is time for my opinion. You know, the thing that everyone cares about. I'm gonna be going track by track. Let's get this shit going. Going into this DLC, and still now I might add, the Mario Kart Tour tracks were the courses I was most looking forward to because I don't play that game. It's all fresh to me. All of my potential favorites coming back had me excited too, but when I saw that the first track of the first cup was the freaking Eiffel Tower, I was hyped. As soon as you load into Paris Promenade, it is instantly noticeable that the visual fidelity is not up to snuff when compared to the rest of Mario Kart 8. While some of the changes can be chalked up to the Tour art style and its far more cartoonish, smooth textured, blocky aesthetic, it's really hard to describe. The reason that the game has that art style is that it's a mobile game. When you blow up mobile games to play on a 4K TV, they don't look very good. Many of the assets found throughout the stage are of staggeringly low quality. Some with so little detail put into them that they straight up look like untextured beta placeholders. However, despite it not even holding a candle to any track from the base game, I do think it looks passable. The Tour style shines best in this bustling city type atmosphere, where the lack of detail is being compensated by the interesting layout. It's fine. The level itself has a really interesting gimmick where the final lap throws you into the whole course backwards, which means you could potentially pass people going in the opposite direction. It's really cool. There's also a bunch of different routes, which is something you see pretty often in these Tour tracks. This course is actually pretty cool. However, it is very easy with a lot of empty space and forgiving turns, I assume to compensate for the fact you'd be playing it with a touchscreen in the mobile game. The music does a good job selling the setting, though it's nothing I would listen to outside of the game. Overall, it's a good first track. Next in line is Toad Circuit, the most baffling inclusion out of this lineup. This course is incredibly simplistic and doesn't really have anything going for it. Of course, there's no zero gravity implementation, and there's only one very short glider section, which makes sense. This was the first course for Mario Kart 7. In fact, it's pretty much untouched from the 3DS, where in that game it was already kind of boring. Mario Kart 8 doesn't need any more easy first level sort of courses. This is the booster pass, the stuff you buy after the base game. It's also the second course in a cup, so what the hell? It is also very ugly. There is no Mario Kart 8 flair here. Lower the texture quality, model swap the characters. This is just the 3DS track. This shit wouldn't fly as a base game track, not for a second. And yes, I'm aware this track has been remade with the Tour art style in mind. It intentionally looks different, potentially for extra porting quality like I said before. But this mindset, even though it may save money for Nintendo in the long run, it's compromising the consistent quality of the current project. And set aside the weird inconsistent change in art style, it's a style from a mobile game. It doesn't look good. Not for Mario Kart 8, not for the Switch, not at all. Granted, that is subjective. Shit looks like Legends Arceus. The music does slap, though. Next in line is Choco Mountain, a stage I didn't really like to begin with. This one's fine. From a visual standpoint, it's passable. There's only so much you can do with brown, so whatever. This is apparently another course straight out of Tour, which is good in this case because the track design is far more interesting than its N64 counterpart. It's far less closed in, and it even has a short glider section over a drop-off. It's fine. Music's fine. Oh yeah, baby. I don't even need to tell you which course this is. But I will anyway. It's Coconut Mall. This course is a freaking classic, and it will always be a classic. Even if it looks like Roblox. This shit is so bad. Oh my god. I can't excuse this. This is awful. Overall, this course looks, again, fine. And while I like that it pulls the glider section from Mario Kart 7, they removed the moving cars in the end, making the last chunk of the stage incredibly boring. Because of this is kind of automatically the worst version of this stage, and I genuinely have no idea why they would have removed something like this. The music, on the other hand, has never been better. Overall, the first cup is fine. It's Mario Kart, it's fun, but it could have been so much more. I'm not even talking about the graphics here. The reason pretty much every Mario Kart 8 stage is so damn interesting is that you're seeing the course from insane angles. The fundamentals of interacting with objects and other racers changes when your kart shifts into zero gravity, and there's none of that here. There's no flair, it's just disappointing. The next cup starts with a stage known as Tokyo Drift. Probably. This level is incredibly similar to Paris Promenade, with the visuals carrying that same blocky but generally visually engaging style. However, in terms of the stage layout, this is incredibly shallow. Not much really happens. You take different routes on each lap through the stage, similar to Paris Promenade, but the lack of interesting design within those routes, it kind of undermines it. The last lap literally has nothing going on, and it's incredibly short. Despite the backing track being an absolute freaking banger, this course is boring. Next up comes Toad Driftway, or whatever the hell it's called. Now, the first thing you'll probably notice is that this level looks awful. There is so little detail here that it legitimately looks unfinished. The sparse, blocky trees, the grass that's practically untextured. It's so boring. Especially when compared to something like this. This is gorgeous. From a design standpoint, though, I like this track. It's got a very unique claustrophobic feel, and I like any track with cars to dodge. Its layout is very simple, but it's got some pretty satisfying turns and a few cool tricks you can pull off. I remember liking this one in the DS, so I'm happy to see it back. I'm very surprised people don't share that sentiment. Vine Road. That's not what it's called. This course sucks, easily the worst, total throwaway. It sports a similar aesthetic to this other track from the base game, but in line with this DLC, there's a lot less going on from both a visual and structural standpoint. The music is forgettable, the layout of the track itself is really boring, it's depressingly short. They do nothing with the road in the clouds concept here. It may also have the least satisfying, least effective shortcut from any Mario Kart track I've ever played in recent memory. Oh my god, this is easily the worst track. It's not even a comparison. It's just bad. Lastly, we have what many people call the standout track of this DLC, Mario Kart Tour's Ninja Hideaway. Even though the menu doesn't say it's from Tour for some reason. Are they trying to hide it? Are they lying to us? Is this a joke? This track is good, it's fine. Ninja Hideaway really goes all in with the layered track design and tons of routes and secret shortcuts. That's cool and all, but because of all the random bumps and questionable 90-degree turns, it can be kind of frustrating to play, at least for the first few run-throughs. From a visual standpoint, this is definitely the Tour art style at its best, with popping colors and a nice artistic flair. But comparatively speaking, it is okay. The song here is very unique, but it does not stick in my head at all. 7 out of 10. Yeah, this cup kinda sucks. I won't lie, not much to say. While personally speaking, I definitely think these tracks are a direct result of Nintendo's desire to later port them into Tour. And it sucks that they're willing to undermine them as Mario Kart 8 tracks to do so. As it stands, these 8 new tracks carry none of the charm or value the other 48 existing tracks have, because so little of what makes 8 so great is present in them at all. A misguided artistic change, lackluster improvements, really weird visual oddities. It's not what I was hoping for in this booster pass, like, at all. I understand that 40 tracks are still coming, but I have no reason to believe that these issues will be remedied. So in the end, what we'll probably have is 48 new tracks that don't live up to the base game's pedigree. It's been so long since I've had any worthwhile new Mario Kart content to sink my teeth into, so I am pretty disappointed. But hey, I paid for this shit, so I might as well play it. I don't intend to make any more videos regarding this booster pass, unless this video gets really popular, then in that case, I will gladly sell out. As you're vigorously typing away in the comment section, look forward to the next Kingdom Hearts video and a video I may or may not post about Elden Ring. You better remember to like and subscribe, or I'll sick Joel Osteen on you, and I know that nobody wants that.